Welcome to day 2 of the marketing advent calendar with a little bit of coffee. I am your hostess, Mandy Thompson from Digital Reach Online Solutions. And today our marketing topic is going to cover how marketing campaigns are just like throwing a party. Specifically, we'll talk about a holiday party and how you have to think about the same things when running a campaign as when you're putting on a party. So what we're going to focus on today are the 3 C's. It needs to be cool. You can replace cool with unique, engaging, eye-catching, whatever. It needs to be considerate, and it needs to be complete. We're going to talk a little bit more about those three categories and how they apply to running a marketing campaign. But first, I'm going to get started on brewing this coffee, because if you didn't tune in yesterday, what inspired this was my coffee advent calendar, which you might or might not be able to see in this shot. We went through it yesterday, so you can go back to day 1's episode if you want the complete tour. But I have a coffee advent calendar, decided to do a marketing advent calendar with it to be more interesting and useful. So today the coffee is Colombia El Obraje El Bosque, which I'm pretty sure means the shoulder of the forest, but not 100% sure. Need to brush up on my Spanish a bit. This is a washed Colombian coffee. So today, to brew this coffee, I am going to be using the origami brewer, which is a conical brewer similar to the Chemex, but it has some ridges in it. They're also really pretty. And then this is the origami paper filter. So we fold it over the edge, and then we open the filter up and put that inside of the coffee, and make sure that whenever you brew coffee, here's the coffee tip for today. Everything should be warm. So make whatever you're brewing the coffee into warm, make the brewing mechanism warm. It will help to keep a cleaner taste when you brew your coffee. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this with the conical brewer. I'm gonna do a bloom. I'm gonna do a pour to about half of my total water amount, and then I'm gonna finish it off and it'll continue brewing. So while I'm doing that, we're going to go ahead and chat a little bit about how a marketing campaign is like a holiday party. So first of all, with being cool, what does that mean when we're talking about a marketing campaign? It doesn't mean that you need to hire a professional graphic designer necessarily, although one can be useful, but what you could even do is use something like Canva. Canva is a free tool with pro versions that are paid, and they offer a ton of free templates, graphics, animating elements, all sorts of things so that you can make a really cool email header, landing page header, display ad, social media ad, whatever it is that you need to make your campaign complete. You can make gorgeous graphics in Canva. Of course, if you have the skills for something like Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator, even better, but you can do a lot there. But make sure that your message, your look, your feel, and everything about your campaign is unique and stands out and considers that, like, hey, let's give our audience something great to look at. Let's give them something exciting and engaging to view. So the next part is making sure that you're considerate. So let's think about a holiday party. And the reason I like holiday parties is because usually in a holiday party, your guests are going to be more varied. Maybe it's a work holiday party and all of the people hanging out don't have as much in common as if it was a party with your friends or with your family, and even family, right? Not all of us have everything in common with everybody in our family. So when we're setting up and planning our party, our holiday party, we need to consider everybody. And, what do they like? What matters to them? If we're thinking about this in terms of a party, do we have any gluten intolerant people? Are there any vegans? Does anybody not drink that we need to buy some, as my father says, near beer for? Do our attendees like wine or beer? So we'd want to think about all of those things in order to make sure that we throw a good party. So the same thing goes for marketing. We want to make sure, what does our audience need? What are they considering before making this purchase, before booking this appointment or booking this demo or making this donation, whatever it is that you ultimately want somebody to do at the end of this marketing campaign. So did you think about why they might not do it, or what your end user might need in order to do it? So for example, let's say we're talking about donation campaigns, since Giving Tuesday just passed and we are in the month of giving and gratitude. Let's think about how this would apply to that type of campaign. So people might want to know, how are they going to receive their tax deductible letter? That might be on the top of their mind. They also might want to know, where your money goes, what's your impact? Do you have an impact report easily available? If you answer these questions for people, that's going to increase the likelihood that they are going to convert. The same thing goes if you have a demo, right? Like, let's make sure that we consider everything. What might get in the way of somebody's demo? Thinking that it's hard, thinking that they don't have the right technology, it's going to be too long, it won't be long enough. Think about who the end user is, who your customer is, your client, your donor, whoever it may be, and what they are going to need to convert and feel like they're going to get their needs met by doing so. And then the last thing we want to do is make sure that it is complete, right? Like, if we're throwing a party, let's make sure that we have food, that we have drinks, that we have, hand towels in the bathroom, that everyone's got Uber on their phone, so if they need to catch a ride home, that we have plenty of parking, that we have all of everything ready before everyone gets there. The music is set, the decorations are in place, and the same thing goes for running a marketing campaign. You need to make sure that everything is in place before you run that campaign. So, are all of your ads and creatives done? Are all of your retargeting audiences set up? Are your pixels in place? Is your landing page tested on all devices? Did you set up the email to send out to somebody after they've completed the conversion? Or let's say they get partway there, they abandon the cart. How is your abandoned cart series or workflow? If they get really close to demoing, how is your messaging for following up? And what marketing channels, what placements are you going to use? Make sure you have the whole game plan together. Because what I do know from running hundreds of marketing campaigns is that if you plan it completely, if you consider who it's for and actually speak to that. Yes, we want to talk about ourselves and how great we are and our value propositions, and that stuff's important. People need to know. But what's more important is your customer and what they want. And then also just making sure that the quality of your assets is good. Take the time, plan it, make something unique. Again, it doesn't need to be a masterpiece, it just needs to be well thought out. But if you follow these steps and consider those things when developing your next marketing campaign and you make it like a holiday party, I promise you that you will get the results that you want. And as long as your results are realistic, we'll talk in later sessions about KPIs and setting goals and how to know what to expect from different types of marketing campaigns. But if you have a realistic goal and you follow these steps, you'll definitely meet it. So thank you for being here for day 2 of the Marketing Advent Calendar. The coffee is now done and I am ready to drink this beautiful washed Colombian brewed on the origami dripper that comes out of Japan. And we'll be back tomorrow to talk a little bit more about marketing and coffee as well.